What's up, everybody? Damn, it's been a long time since I did this fucking shit. Expendable potential. What I say again? Exponential. Like, that's a fucking word. Expendable. Expendable potential. The way this show is, I talk about gaming and said most of them sucky. Well, all of them is like good games I talk about, but there seems to be all good games I am talking about. I mean, the games I enjoy, I fucking speak on this motherfucker with all the expertise that I have in this damn brain of mine, playing games and shit. And I was like thinking, hey, look, you ever heard of Grand Theft Auto? So you have. Everybody fucking heard of fucking Grand Theft Auto. Even the people that played the fucking top view shit that you know, Grand Theft Auto that sucked graphically, that I didn't get a chance to like appreciate. I appreciated the 3D Grand Theft Auto 3. Man, when I was playing Grand Theft Auto 3, I think I know I was in high school when that game came out. It was 2001. I was a junior in high school. Then I was working at Shoppers Food Warehouse. I think. Shoppers. I don't know. It's an East Coast a grocery store. I was a courtesy clerk. Hell, I had one of the easiest jobs in that fucking store. It was, I know I'm going to curse. Sorry. Even though on my iTunes channel, you see at the bottom it says clean lyrics. I'm sorry. Sometimes, a lot of times I do curse. But anyway, I had the most, it was the easiest job I had while I was working in Shoppers. I was a courtesy clerk. The whole thing is, I would sit outside. Well, you're not supposed to be sitting. You're supposed to be like standing up or walking around or whatever. You're supposed to be on your feet. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, all I had to do was help the people put their bags in their car. Since the front curb of the grocery store was barricaded off with these like steel beams, so people won't like steal the cart. So I'll watch their cart for them, and then they drive up, and then I'll put the bags in the trunk of their cars. And sometimes I get a tip. Not supposed to accept tips though, but I took them anyway. I was racking in them fucking tips, man. Man, that was the easiest job I've ever had, and I worked there. It was work study. So that means that you got paid to go to school. Or either you got paid to go to school, or your job was like the class for some credit so you can graduate. But that was work study. My junior year, working at Shoppers Food Warehouse. And I love that job too, man. You get weekly checks. I wish they would have gave me more hours. I was working like 2 days a week and shit, but still, I had money in my pocket. I mean, I didn't have a car. I didn't have that many bills growing up in high school. I mean, I rode the cheese bus back and forth from work, from school and home, and then I walked to work, because the distance between my house at the time and my job was like 5 minutes away. So it wasn't that bad. And with them checks, man, I was buying every PlayStation game I wanted, man. I think I had Splinter Cell. I remember that game. That shit was like fucking. Oh. It kind of reminded me of GoldenEye a little bit, but it was third person. You know what I'm saying? You was, I forgot the main protagonist's name. I think his name was Ethan. I'm not sure, or Gabe. You know how long Splinter Cell been out? I don't fucking remember the fucking protagonist names, man. that shit was ancient, but that was a good ass game though. I think my favorite game was Cyber Filter 3, the third one. I really like Cyber Filter 3. But anyway, man, I remember I first got my N64. That was the first gaming console that I ever bought, and I was so happy that I was so happy to buy myself my own console. I was like, awesome. I think I saved up some money. I think I saved up like $200 or 300. I'm not sure, but I saved up some money, and I had a little stash, and then I had to hide it because I don't know. It seems to be fucked up because my stepdad, my sister's father, he always be in my room trying to steal my money and shit. And I knew it was him because, hey, he he left tracks. You know, a thief is stupid as hell to leave tracks. So I was like, why is he stealing my money? Yeah, because he didn't have a fucking job. That's why he always stole my money. He needs some money in his pocket. So he felt like he was obligated to steal my money. So I had to find another hiding spot. I can't hide my money up under my mattress. I can't leave it in the fucking top sock drawer. So I think I had to put my money underneath my dresser. I had to lift up my dresser, and thank God it didn't have a gap underneath the dresser. It was a flat bottom dresser, so I had to slightly tilt my dresser and then put my money underneath that shit. And that was like my little room bank because I was too young enough to have. I think I was 17. You have to be 18 years old to open up a bank account. But man, anyway, I bought my N64. I go off tangents. I'm sorry. I I bought my N64, and my first game that I ever bought that came with it, I mean buying it, it was sold separately, was GoldenEye. And I played that bitch till the rails fell off, man. I swear, I love that game. I mean, there's other people that was better than me, but I figured out a way to beat the level, and that will suffice. That will suffice. GoldenEye was the shit back then, man. Everybody was playing it. I wasn't able to play it online like some people, white people, but I enjoyed the single player mode. You know what I'm saying? So I think there was a time, not a way, but a time that I did plug in the dial-up connection. I think it could plug in. I don't know. I think I connected my N64 to the internet so I could play online. I don't know. I think I played it over a friend's house. And man, we just like went ham on it, man. We was shooting each other and shit, and it was fun as hell, you know. And when I bought my N64, my mom was mad as hell because she was like, "You got everything. You don't need that because you got the Super Nintendo." Well, actually, I had a PlayStation. My mom bought me the PlayStation for Christmas, and she was mad because I bought the N64, and she thought I had enough. I'm like, you don't need all them damn games. That should be enough. You know how parents are. They try to tell you something that stuff you don't need, but you thinking, yes, I do. I need that. You know how kids are. But anyway, eventually. Well, actually, let me go back. She took the N64 and she put it and she stashed it in her room. So, at times when she was gone, where everybody was gone, I figured out where she hid it at. She hid the N64 on like the shelf part in her walk-in closet, and I took it and I took it out of the box. I hooked it up and I was playing it, and then when she came back, I unplugged everything. I put it in the box. And I put it back in her in her closet, and like act like I didn't go in the room. But man, that was the days, man. That was the days. But eventually, she gave the N64 to me, and I was happy. I didn't have to sneak to play it. It was in my room, and I could play it whenever. But yeah, that wasn't the only Nintendo system that I bought. Several years later, I bought the Dolphin. Well, code named the Dolphin, but it was the GameCube, and I think that was the most greatest Nintendo system ever. Now it's the Switch. I never did like the Wii. That bullshit was for little kids that like cartoony games. And I'm not. I'm basically a fan of the cartoony games that was out there. Like to me, the Wii sucks, especially the Wii U. I was like, what's the difference? The Wii or the Wii U? Like what's like makes it special? Yeah, I know it have like motion controls though, but that's it. But the Switch that came out, I want it. I want it, but I don't think I need it though because I'm being fully entertained with my Xbox One and my PS4. I always had two consoles in my life. Well, back in the day when I was like 10, I had like four, I think. I had the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis. Yeah, I had three consoles. I had three consoles, not four. I'm sorry. But as I grow older, I always had two consoles. You know, either like back in the day, I had a PlayStation Classic and the Nintendo 64, and then later on it like swerved into the let me see the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube, and then the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox, and and I just had the PS3. Like I only had one system. I think. Hold on. No. Had a PS3, then I had an Xbox 360. I traded in my Xbox Classic to the 360. And then, I fought like hell trying to get my 360 because GameStop was bullshitting me, man. Every time I called, my fucking Xbox 360 didn't come in. My reserve console copy didn't come into the store. So I was like hounding them like every fucking day. Like, where's my goddamn console? I need my console. And they's giving me the runaround till they call me back saying, hey, your Xbox 360 is here. I took that fucking bus and I rode the bus to the nearest GameStop where I put in the pre-order, and I got that shit. I walked because I didn't have enough money for my way back. I should have had an all-day pass, but anyway, I walked from the the GameStop on my way home. It's not that far of a walk, but it is a hike. But back then, man, I was so happy to get that shit, man. I was like, oh, man. Then I figure out that the component cables are HD cables, and I had the component cables. I was like, oh, shit. This is HD? Oh, man. Man, so that was awesome. That was awesome like a motherfucker. Anyway, so I either had a PS2 and an Xbox, and then a PS2 and an Xbox 360. And then actually my PS2 died from wear and tear, so I just had an Xbox 360. I had one console all through my life, and I was just stuck at one console because pretty much it's pretty much the same fucking thing, graphically, but that's what I had. And then after the PS360, after the Xbox 360, I had some problems with it. The dreaded red rings of death. Let me give me some water. My mouth is dry like a motherfucker. Hold on. Oh, shit. That felt good. Anyway, the dreaded red ring of death. Man, I tried to fix that shit by myself. I looked at YouTube. early YouTube, and YouTube was still good. Um, how you fix the Xbox 360 Red Ring of Death? I was like, oh man, I was getting because I spent all this money on the Xbox 360, and I needed my games, And then I actually regretted just having one console because when you only have one console and you got all these fucking games, you pretty much stuck. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh wow, you gotta do all these different steps, like pry the Xbox 360 case open and unscrew all them fucking screws and shit. Man, it was like hell. But it didn't do the Red Ring of Death like where I was at before. I was living in Brooklyn Park, Maryland. That was like the is that Brooklyn Park, Maryland? Yeah, it was. That was like the white side of Brooklyn, Maryland, was the black side. If you from Maryland, you know what I'm talking about. Brooklyn Park was like the white side, and then the Brooklyn, Maryland part was like the nigger side. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. So anyway, I didn't have the Red Ring of Death while I was at Brooklyn Park, but had a Red Ring of Death while I was in Glen Burnie, where you had to drive like 1 mile and then you was damn near in Glen Burnie. It was just like Anne Arundel County. Well, so is Brooklyn. Excuse me, Brooklyn Park is Anne Arundel County, but still, drive further into my new house. It was a townhouse, and then I had a Red Ring of Death, and I researched YouTube how to fix that bitch, and I was overwhelmed by the steps it took to fix that motherfucker. And you know what the reason why the Xbox 360 had the Ring of Death? Fucking thermal paste dried up on the CPU. That's the thermal paste. The fans sucked. The cooling fans of the 360 sucked real bad. But that wasn't the problem of the Red Ring of Death. The Red Ring of only on my 360, the thermal paste that kept the CPU cool, because it kind of held the heat that dissipated off the 360. That thermal paste is very important, because it cools down the CPU. It dried up, so my Xbox overheated, and that's why the 360 Ring of Death is what it is. It's ring the 360 overheats. So I went to Radio Shack, RIP. I love that fucking store, man. But anyway, I went to Radio Shack, got me some thermal paste. I think it was like $5, $4. It was cheap as shit for this little fucking tube. Man, I put the thermal paste on the CPU. I put everything back. I fired it up. That shit was running. It was running like a motherfucker. I was like, oh shit, it works. It works. I get to play my games though, man. Shit. Hell yeah. I don't know why I'm talking like that. But anyway, I'm getting so fucking thirsty. It's hot in it's hot. My back is sweaty like a motherfucker. Like I was like, I just bathed with 2 gorillas in the mist. Hold on. I love my water. My water is like refreshing. Anyway, yeah, man, I was so happy that my Xbox 360 fired up and shit. And I was like, oh, I get to play all my fucking games. I get to play the new Prince of Persia, that bullshit. And then Bioshock and Dark Sector and Alan Wake and Dan's what the fuck is this shit? I don't know. Darksiders, Halo. Halo was a shit back then. I swear. You know what? I was over in California, and I was playing Halo. I first got introduced to Halo by these 2 white kids that live across the street from my uncle, R.I.P. Unc Dana. I love you. You died so soon. That was my favorite uncle, and he died. Anyway, yeah, it was these two white kids that live across the street, and he introduced me to him because he knows I'm a gamer. I like video games, and he was like, "Hey man, let me introduce you to my neighbors' kids, because they like games like you." And also it gets your ass out the house. I mean, get out of my house, boy. Go mingle with somebody. Yeah, that was my Uncle Dana right there. Anyway, I went over their house, man, and they introduced me to Halo. I was like, oh shit, what's this? It's Halo. Oh shit. Okay. I think, and that game reintroduced me to first person shooters. Which right now I don't like first person shooters because my depth perception is off. One time I walk through a door and I'll be hitting the rim of the door, not fully going into the building, but I'll be hitting the wall. I lack depth. That's why I like third person games. But anyway, I had so much fun with the first Halo. It was awesome. Oh man, and then I think that what led me to buy the Xbox. Fast forward, we moved from, I think it was Glen, no, it was Frederick, to Glen Burnie. That was like before I got my 360s. I'm going backwards. I'm sorry. But anyway, man, I bought my Xbox. Let me tell you a story. I went to the GameStop at Lower Mall and I bought a used Xbox. I think it was like it worked though. A used Xbox. I guess somebody traded it in or something like that. I don't know. I think I bought it for like $150. I think it was that much. I don't know. That was the days when I had a PS2. Man, and I played Vice City. No. Yeah, I played Vice City. No, it didn't come out on the Xbox back then. What game? I think it was Vice City. It came out for the Xbox. Yeah, it was Vice City. I'm thinking of San Andreas. San Andreas took a while for it to port over to the Xbox because it was at that time that was like a PS2 exclusive and a half, sort of speak. I don't know. It was like a PS2 exclusive, but it wasn't. Like it came out for the PS2 first, then a year later, then it came out for the Xbox. But anyway, yeah, I played Vice City on the Xbox, the original Xbox, and I compared the graphics on the Xbox to the PS2, and the Xbox blew out the PS. If you ask my sister that, she'll give you a totally different story. But the Xbox graphics is better than on the PS2 because when you look at it side by side, the graphics look choppy as hell. But when you look at the Xbox, that shit looks smooth like a baby's ass. I swear it did. It was awesome. But anyway, man, I remember the days, man. But gaming was fun. Gaming didn't have um, loot boxes and it wasn't paid to win. It was just single player only. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm a single player fan. I love single player games, and for to have the whole landscape of gaming online, yes, it's good, but don't make all your fucking games online only. I want to play by myself. Fuck playing with other people. Shit, I want to just have to. I think as I get older, I like the sound of silence. No chatter in my headset. Shit, I like that. Man, but we all know sometimes you can't play a fucking game without hooking your system up to Xbox Live or PS or PlayStation Plus or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't even. I think you can do it on your PS4 though, but I don't think you can do it on your Xbox. Well, hold on, I take that back. You can do it on both systems. Yeah, as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, you can play it offline only on your, but you can't play with nobody, or you can't play fucking Destiny. But who gives a shit about Destiny now? That game fucking sucks now. They failed to erase all the fucking glitches off that shit. While I was playing Destiny 2, I was walking on, I think it was Nessus or was it IO? I'm not sure. I was walking and all of a sudden I glitched through the floor and then I was falling in the void and then I had to misadventure and died. You know what I'm saying? My friend was playing Destiny 2 and the percentage rates of the hit of impact from the bullet to the head of his foes, you know, the ads, miscalculated itself. Like I think he used a sniper rifle or assault rifle or whatever. He did a headshot and it took 5 minutes for him to drop dead, or not that long. Probably took 5 seconds. I was like, wait a minute, the collision, the hit points or whatever. I forget. There's a word that I'm trying to think of, but I can't put my tongue on it. Yeah, it was like, let's just say the collision point was all off between the bullet to the head. But man, that shit was like crazy as hell. I don't know what to say about that. But yeah, I miss the good old days of gaming where everything was simple, plug and play. You play for an hour or two, then you fucking turn the console off and go outside. Shit, I'm one of them old millennials where I was born in 1982, and I know how to live when I was little. These kids nowadays, man, they don't know how to go outside and ride bikes and shit. All they do is play video games. Well, shit, I do the same thing, but still, I'm talking about when I was little. I can do whatever I want now because I'm grown, but still, when I was little, shit, I had a time limit when I was playing games. 1 hour. And then I had to turn off my games and go outside and play. Nowadays, I see a couple of kids go outside and play and shit, but not all of them. It's not like flooded full of kids outside playing. You know, nowadays you got internet, computers, iPads, Xboxes and shit. There's no room to go outside anymore now. Man, I remember we used to climb trees and fucking I said that weird. Climb trees, climb trees and ride bikes and just hang out outside after school. But first we had to make sure our homework was done. Because if our homework wasn't done, we was outside, you get your ass whooped. Like, how come you didn't do your homework? You know what I'm saying? Because we had parents that cared back then. And we had to go in the house when the street lights came on. Like, boy, you better come. Yeah, my mom was old school. Yeah, she was born in 1962. Or was it 63? I'm not sure. But they're like, boy, get your ass in here. The street lamps is on. You know what I'm saying? That's what black families does. You know. But that was awesome. That was awesome. This is the first time I ever talked this long on a podcast. So I'm gonna end it like this. I'm sorry. I took a break on this channel. You know. I'm trying to reiterate my thoughts and shit, just help myself get ready. I just bought Batman, The Enemy Within. I just finished episode 1. I'm in the process of breaking up that fucking long ass shit. That's it. That gameplay footage took about like 2 hours. I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta break this shit up and put this on YouTube. You might cut away the extra shit that you don't need to see it, like when I'm logging in and shit. Like, so you won't find out my password. So I have to edit that. I'm like, man. Anyway, if you like this little mini podcast, give me a thumbs up. It really help out the channel because this channel kind of sucks though because I'm not getting any views. I don't know. I'm tagging some good stuff on it, but I don't know. I need your help. I need you to share it, like it, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification icon so you never miss another video. And I will be back soon. I don't know when. I'll probably do one mini podcast once a week on this channel. All right? Because I got 3 fucking channels out and I need some breathing room just to maintain all 3 of them. So anyway, peace out.